That is good banter.
All right, Timmy, after what feels like eternity, we are back, buddy.
Alrighty, folks, and welcome to episode 80. Clean the slatey. We are not much wrong with 80. I tell you what, I had to have a real think about that. Good matey.
Matey, 80,
Fady,
slatey,
doing
lose
a 180.
some weighty.
Well, that's just 80, really.
Lose some weight.
Oh, yeah. Lose
80.
some weighty. That's not bad.
Maybe go, if you're single, go out on a datey.
Good stuff.
All right, we are kicking the bottom of the barrel.
We are here and we are back. So it's no secret. Mate. The last 3 eps have been in the can, as we say. Would you put them in the can?
Put them in the can. And feels like we have seen each other, but I haven't seen you for about a week and a half now. Maybe 2 weeks. But 2 and a bit weeks. And we haven't recorded. It feels like we don't even do a podcast anymore.
No, it's been weird. It's been weird. But we are back and we are live and we are recording on a Tuesday and this is going out. You're listening to this on a Thursday or maybe later, but this is live, this is now, this is hip, and this
big.
This
is happening.
Ripe.
We're at the Notting Hill Hotel. This is where we've caught up. So if you get on the YouTube, it's pretty dark. It is pretty dark. It's a real dingy. It's a nice room, but it's bloody dark.
It's got a real
which is
a real seedy sort of feel about it.
Yeah, I reckon
leather couch here, and they've got a deer on the wall, which is always a bit unsettling.
Well, especially we're not really in deer country.
No.
My old man, there's ducks on the wall as well. I don't know where the fuck they're flying to.
I don't think they're real, though. They look very...
But my old man, this used to be one of his haunts. He grew up in Oakley, and he said, she used to get pretty fucking rough out here. And
I reckon the front bar, even if you wanted to, you wouldn't be too many smart-ass comments away from the punch in the head if you went
I
there
reckon.
Right now. But anyway, enough of the small talk. Let's cut to the chase. Ivan, you are packing gold on that sweet little red digit of yours, and you are married, hook, line, and sinker.
I am gone, done and dusted,
mate. Done and dusted. And I've got to say, Evan, and I'm not just saying this to piss in your pocket, it was probably the biggest build-up of bigger than an Olympic Games, the build-up to your wedding. But
essentially, it was the 4 years. Like I proposed.
Yep.
October 2018.
Yep.
So we knew we were going to have a little bit of a wait to 2020, but the old COVID really...
No one could foresee someone blowing a bat and really fucking up the planet. But I've got to tell you, mate, as I was about to say, it was unbelievable. People have asked me, how was Evan's wedding? And I don't want to piss in your pocket because I'm not pissing in your pocket, I'm pissing in Kristen's pocket because I know how little you had to do with the organisation. It was... Evan, this is a big call. It was the best wedding I've ever been to.
That is a big call.
It was a big call, I'm telling you, and it might have been the weather, it might have been
you were blind for 3 days.
The fact that I was blind for 3 days straight, the fact that I didn't even talk to my kids on the phone for 3 days. It was one out of the bag. It was something else. It was a real...
And we won't give away too much. We're going to have to drip feed the wedding in a way. Because there was a bit of a build-up. It was a festival. I got there on the Saturday night. The wedding wasn't until a Wednesday. You got there on the Tuesday. And we've got some stories before we get into the actual wedding. Because we don't want to bore everyone with, a week of wedding shit.
No one wants to hear that. But there were some great stories. And listeners to the show will know this, but obviously this is strike 3 for the wedding. Yep. First time I was going to take the whole family up there. It was the wife and the kids, and it was going to be a big family trip. We're all looking forward to it. Obviously COVID reared its ugly head. So strike 2, Tam and I said, we'll just go. Mum will look after the boys. Romantic weekend away. COVID reared its ugly head again.
Strike 3.
Midweek.
Fuck you, Tam.
Had to have the midweek wedding because of the backlog of weddings up there. So it was just me, and I've got to tell you, sliding doors from what it would have been with a family trip to me going up there solo. Woo! I really tied one on and really let the lack of hair down. And I drank a lot of piss and really enjoyed myself. And there were quite a few times where I'd be like necking a beer and I'd just see one of your mates walk past with his with his wife and the kid going fucking crazy, and he just looked at me and said, "How did you manage that?" And just luck of the draw. And I did miss my family, and it's great to be back now. But tell you what, it was a damn good time up there.
Well, that was the thing. I know. When it first happened, people had these grand plans. Let's go to Port Douglas. Yeah, take the kids. Take the family, take mum and dad to look after the kids, and as I said, that quickly deteriorated. And I've got to tell you, the blokes and even the mums who didn't bring the kids, fucking hell, they have a lease on life.
Ooh,
two of my groomsmen and their wives, they didn't have the kids, and my mate said, like, he couldn't drink 4 days in a row if he had the kids. Like, he was getting blind without the kids, and then he'd sleep till 9 o'clock. He'd just wake up fresh as a daisy. He didn't have a kid, jamming his finger in his ear and, wake up, Dad, take me in the pool. Get in the pool yourself, you little fucker.
Just the weather. It was
the weather.
It wasn't a wedding, Evan. It was an event. It was an event. It was a festival. It was something else. And we'll obviously get into all the details. Yeah. Some are a bit sketchy. But
would you kick us off with what you've been up to then?
What I've been up to?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, and this is one thing I loved about the trip up there. I reckon probably 7 or 8 years ago, I was having a chat with my mate Scooter. And great guy, real good mate from back in Wodonga, hard as a fucking cat's head, concreter.
Oh, fuck, they're rock hard. They're hard.
And hard as concrete.
Yep.
Hard as the
rock
concrete. Hard. They pour, and we're just having a chat, and he started telling me about this grand final he played in Port Douglas.
Yep.
And we'll get into the details later.
We will.
We'll touch on this, and this is a little teaser, but I'll just explain while I'm wearing the jumper. And ever since he explained this to me, I've just been fascinated by this grand final. If you don't know anything about it, it was 2004.
Yep.
And long story short, all fucking hell broke loose.
It was big
in this granny. And I've always been, but it wasn't just your normal brawl. There was a lead up. There's a certain psychology in it. It was
premeditated,
but strangely premeditated.
Weird.
And I've always been fascinated by this story. And I've actually had this dream of making a documentary about this.
You like Martin Luther King, Tommy.
I am.
You had a dream.
I've got a dream, and one day this is going to happen. I'm going to make a doco about
it's not going to change the world. Well,
maybe
it will.
Maybe
it will.
Probably, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised. But anyway, so I went to get up there, and it was the very first night I was up there, and then again we'll just drip feed, but I just started chatting to people, and I was like, "Oh, how do you know Evan?" And I was the twos coach, and while he was up playing footy in Port Douglas, and I said, "Oh, were you involved in the brawl?" And his eyes lit up, and because I was so interested, and they were so willing to talk, and there were people coming over, and I just got so many different angles, and I'll get into it in a later episode because I could talk for hours about this. But I found out the backstory that I didn't know. I found out the aftermath that I wasn't aware of. And that's why I was given this two
sizes too big jumper.
Because
my father-in-law got you that.
That he did.
Clearly, that looks like a fucking the fattest bloke in the twos was wearing that thing. That is
it's a big jumper.
That's a big jumper, mate.
And I got to admit, because I must have had a chat with him at the wedding. Great guy.
Oh, he's a ripper
guy. But
Great speech.
I had a chat with him. You know, sometimes when you've had a few beers, you act probably you're more excited than you normally would be.
You promise things maybe that you can't
deliver. Deep down, you're not willing to deliver.
No.
And even as they're coming out your mouth, you're saying, I'm not going to
do this.
So anyway, I don't know what I promised at the wedding, but I must have had a good old chat with him. Can't remember jack shit, but anyway, the next day, first thing, hungover as fuck at the recovery, fucking sipping on me alcoholic ginger beer, trying to get some sort of fucking energy level going on, and he's come up to me with a bag with a jumper and the hat, and he goes, here you go. you go, Tommy. I got you the gear, and I'm thinking,
what gear did I ask for? You know,
I don't even fucking remember.
Evan's father-in-law.
I don't remember this bloke, let alone the asking him.
How do you know Evan? I'm actually his father. You know Kristen? I'm her dad.
Yeah, we were pretty chummy last night.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I promised him, but he's given me all the merch, and I think he wanted me to wear it on the day or do a summer. I don't know. But
I don't know if we got that far, but you might have promised the world. And I mean,
and I could see it in his eyes. He was thinking
he's going to be big.
Oh no, when he was handing it to me, I think he'd see my lack of interest and my will to. That I just felt like
he was a different man last night.
I can be very different people. I can be very different people depending on when you catch me. And catching me at midnight at a wedding rather than 11:30 the next day. Very polar opposites. One's a real party guy. One wants to
fucking nick himself.
But I tell you what, I fired up on that day too. So
well done.
Yeah,
good.
so
that was good.
So over to you, Evan. Where do we start?
So let's start at the start because it was big. It's 4 years in the making. COVID's and the big thing was I mentioned on earlier pods that originally when I was going up, I was going to go a few days early.
Yeah,
I thought I'm going up. The groomsmen are going to go up. We're going to have a bit of a piss up with all.
Weren't they? I don't mean to interrupt, but what a great your groomsmen. Mate. What a great crew,
mate.
That's what I said. It wasn't just like you go to weddings, you have a chat and to people, and the next day you're going with your life. I really felt like it was almost. It was almost like a part of my life. Like I feel like I've made lifelong friends from this wedding. There were guys I sat down with that I didn't know from a bar of soap, and you just hit it off, and it just made you think, how many guys out there that and girls that you just you don't cross paths with. You're like, fuck, this guy could be my best mate. Like Twiggy and
Trickle.
I'm talking Twiggy and
Trickle.
Trickle and Trickle. And
Trickle and Trickle.
And they're lovely wives, Christy and
Lisa.
Yep. And I was just hanging out with them, probably a fifth wheel, quite a bit. But they seemed to
that's all right. I mean, you had to because you got to jump on somewhere, and a lot of the times you jump on the people who embrace you. And the thing with Twiggy and Trickle was people go, oh, how do you guys know each other? Like, did you go to school together? Did you play 10 years of football together? We literally played 1 year, 20 years ago, 2002 at Port Melbourne Footy Club. And one of those, the friendships where, because I played a year at Oakley Chargers and then 2 years at Port Melbourne with some guys from Oakley. So I played 3 years with a lot of those guys. Yep. And, I fucking don't know who they are anymore. But Twiggy and Trickle, there was something there that we just
lovely guys.
Formed this friendship. We went on a cruise together and drank for 10 nights, and we always try to catch up, and it's just like, even if we don't catch up for a while, it just feels like, it was just like yesterday that we did. So,
does a footy, I don't mean to get all deep here, but doesn't it bring people together? Like,
it does.
Like catching up with complete strangers, you just start shooting names off, and everyone's interested. Everyone's, it was just great. The great footy banter up there. The wives listening in, wishing they were fucking elsewhere while we talk footy.
That's right. Here they go again.
More footy talk.
Yeah.
But, mate, I just had a great time.
It was great. Really so thanks to my groomsmen as well. I couldn't ask for. So I had my brother, who obviously mates. I've known him since he was born. Yep. And one of me, my mate Ads, who we went to kinder together. Missed out on going to primary school, but then reconnected at high school and been mates ever since.
So I mixed the names up a bit.
That's all right.
Little stocky
phrase with the mullet.
Little phrase. He's a funny little.
He's
fucker.
A funny man.
He's a good guy.
He's a funny fella, and he likes to get the party going.
You can tell that.
You can tell. He didn't have his young fella up. So
no, you could tell he had a real sparkle in his eye.
He does, mate. So him and Mel were great. So my other mate, Ads phrase Bullser, my great mate Bullser, who I knew him.
Yep.
My parents, his parents. Friends they worked together, so I've known Bullser since we were young. So I did the going down to Anglesey and hanging out at Rosebud and primary school, high school and stayed mates ever since. It's so just a great time.
Just a great crew.
Time. But so here we go. We get to all good. So we get to Saturday, and years ago when we first booked it, I was going to go up early.
Yeah.
The groomsmen were going to go up. We're going to have we're all going up before our wives and fiancés, and we're going to have a bit of a bender.
Yep. I've got to say, about 3 weeks pre-wedding, you had a couple of drinks. I think you went to a concert, and you said you're going to take it easy in the lead up to the wedding. I honestly don't think you didn't drink for a single day in the fucking lead up to the wedding. It was one of the poorest efforts to stay off the piss I've ever... If anything, that's the worst I've ever seen you drink as long as Your effort to stay off the piss in the lead up to the wedding was nothing short of appalling.
I've got a rubber arm. It doesn't take much to twist. I thought... I did think about it. I thought I just want to save myself for the wedding, but you got to go in piss fit. You got to go in piss fit.
The last thing you wanted to be
having my first heavy beer at the airport you've got to get the liver just all right. This is what's coming up, buddy. This is what's coming up. And
if you were piss fit, you were Olympic piss fit. You were ready to go. You were primed.
I was primed, and just be midweek, and a bottle of Red would open, and you smash that down, and the liver would be like, what's going to happen in Port Douglas? It shrivels up into a little acorn, and so we get. Like I said, I've come in off a heavy pre-season. So Saturday. I'll try to get at the point of this fucking story at some stage.
I keep interrupting.
No, it's good. I love it.
But we don't know where to. There's so much to talk about.
So much to talk about. We're so far behind. And the thing is, we're going to have to catch up again because I've booked another fucking honeymoon.
Well, when you said that, I just thought, fucking hell, this is
taking the piss.
Yeah, you guys, this is a festival. Like going up there was one thing. Going up there early was another thing. But to now go to Bali on a honeymoon, I don't think when your wedding is 2 weeks in Port Douglas,
North Queensland,
you really need a honeymoon. But hats off to you guys. You are dragging this thing out as long as you fucking can.
Kristen said, with three bucks parties, 3 honeymoons, fucking why not? Let's do it. So
you got to understand that eventually people are going to start dropping off. You're going to keep inviting people. Oh, we're having our 1 month celebration. You know what, guys? It's time to think about other people.
Yeah.
This is it. We're happy for you. You've tied the knot. Fantastic. All the best. But the world doesn't fucking revolve around you two.
Little fucking me.
Getting a little bit fucking needy, you two. Great.
All right, we have bandied around. Best wedding ever, but fucking, okay, come on, guys.
I just pray you never have a fucking kid. It'll be a fucking... mate, we'll be... you guys will take fucking 10 years off.
10 years off. We'll wet the baby's head 25 times. We'll go, let's do it. Let's do it. So,
anyway.
So, we're going to go on a bender, 2020, me and the groomsmen. Doesn't happen. We're going to go on a bender, 2021. Doesn't happen. Kristen said she's shitty because I booked those flights without telling her.
Okay.
I said, you're going up with the groomsmen. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going business class, baby. I'm flying business class, she said. So that carried over to this year.
Yeah.
And at that point, about a week and a half before the wedding, you're getting the vibe, like as everyone drops off.
Yep.
I can't really afford to go up for a bender, Evo.
Yeah.
The groomsmen are going, all right, you're taking the piss now. You've put it off 2 years.
Well, it's also one of those things that sounds good on paper, and you've got but then reality sets in. The kids are, you got
the kids haven't been to school for 2 years. They don't know how to count.
Yep.
They can't spell their own names. We got to leave the kids.
Evan's wedding's starting to affect our kids' future, which it shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be.
No. Why should my kid, have to quit school at year 10 and get an apprenticeship because Evan's been on a 1 month fucking bender for his wedding?
Yeah, so it's something else.
So there we go. So Kristen says I'm going business class.
Yeah.
Now I get to a week and a half beforehand, and even I'm starting to think I don't know if I can get up too much earlier to go on this bender. And,
because of like financial, or
just maybe financial. Just gigs were happening, and maybe we realised that maybe this wedding's costing a bit fucking more than.
Well, I got to say, the wedding was fantastic, but I didn't see much. There weren't too many glaring
corners cut.
Financially.
I think the only corner cut was a few episodes when I spoke about those little round things.
Yeah,
that Kristen was going to spend $250 on to put on a fucking glass to say cheers.
Yeah, which in the scheme of things, that $250 was a fucking drop in the ocean compared to. She was fucking hemorrhaging money on that thing. It was fantastic, but fucking hell, we were throwing. Making it rain. We were throwing fucking $100 notes at you as you were walking out. It was, she was I don't want to know how much it cost, but
neither do I. She's on top of it.
She would have been pretty ritzy wedding, I tell you what.
Fucking do the rundown.
But it was great.
It was good. It was good. It was pretty much, I think for her, it was like fucking Milan Fashion Week. Oh. She had a new fucking outfit every 20 minutes. I go, where'd you fucking get this from? She goes,
unbelievable. She
goes, I got it online. She said, I got this from a designer in Paris. I go, fuck me. I'm walking around in fucking boardies and a singlet for 4 days.
Yeah, it was. But it's she had the time of her life, and that's great. That's the main thing. But yeah, that was. But she did every time you'd blink, she'd be wearing a different get-up.
That's it.
She had one for dessert, had one for cutting the cake, had one for getting on the bus, had one for getting off the bus. It was but
there we go. So anyway, she's flying business class, and a week and a half before. I'm not going up for this bender anymore, so I said, oh, God, I'll fly up on the Saturday as well.
Yep. Wedding's on the Wednesday.
And I looked at the flight, and I said, I'll get the same flight as you.
Yep.
And she said, well, maybe do you want to look at business class? I said, to be honest, I probably don't. Because I think 3 hours in business class, it's not worth it.
I think 18 hours in business class isn't worth it. If you can fucking rough it, I don't think it's money well spent. You get nothing out of it.
And business class isn't like, okay, the ticket's $400, business class is $650. Like, you are making a big step.
It is.
When you go from bloody fucking cabin back to, bloody Dero class back to up to business.
Yeah, 3 years in a row I flew to Vegas for work, and my boss flew business, and he said, well, anything over, there was some rule with the business, anything over 10 hours or something, no, it might have been 4 hours, anything over 4 hours, you flew business. And I just said, because I knew it was a family business, I knew where the money was coming from, and I just said, honestly, I've got short legs. It fucking makes no difference to me anyway.
I don't like champagne.
I fall asleep the moment I get on a plane.
Yeah.
So give me a little bit of extra leg room, and let's just buy me something nice when we're over there. Because as you said, the difference, especially flying to LA to Vegas, the difference was astronomical. Yeah. And my boss, all you do is sleep anyway. I just pass out the moment I get on a plane. So,
that's right. So we look at it, and it's like it's a grand difference, and I'm like, there's no way for 3 hours I'm spending $1,000. I mean,
that's ridiculous.
I mean, we're spending whatever for a day, but I'm not spending $1,000. That is
especially
just crazy.
When the wife to be is probably spending $2,000 on. Fucking
each outfit.
On nail polish.
Nail polish.
Or something, whatever. Something. She should have something going on.
She'll have something going on. I don't know. She's getting...
Don't get me wrong. It was worth every cent. She looked amazing, and everyone looked amazing.
The $5,000, I looked at those eyebrows and thought, that is money well spent.
Really well spent.
They look great.
Yep.
So I thought, I'm not doing that. And I just thought, because the fun part, it's not on the plane. It's in the business lounge. That's where you get your money's worth. That's where the party's at. So I said, I'll go economy. You stay up in business, baby. This is probably a metaphor for how our life is going to be.
Yep.
I am just down a few rungs.
Not a bad little card to play leading into a weekend where you could potentially be on the piss with your mates. If that could have probably bought you a night out.
Yeah, and it definitely did. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later on. And I thought we get in about an hour and a half. So park the car up, get in there and go to the Qantas Business Lounge. We thought this is where it's at. This is what's going on. So she walks up. She's Kristen Scott shows the ticket.
Yep.
And what about you, dickhead? What are you doing? I said, mate, I'm banging her. Mate, I'm going in. We're together.
Yep.
And sort of as I was walking past, I said, any chance of a sneaky upgrade? And
I said, sorry, Freckles, you're back with the rest of the rangers.
Nice teeth, but you're back here, buddy.
No
you are
one
back
with your
there.
look has ever been in
business class. If you own a business, it is not legitimate.
No.
So get out there. So I get in there. She says, I'll just take it easy. She has an orange juice or a water. I said, well, fuck that. I'm going straight to the bar. So I grab a Heineken and bang, on it. Because the groomsmen, we've sort of been sending photos. My mate Bullser, he was in Cairns. So as soon as he jumped on the plane a few days beforehand, he's fucking airport beers.
Yeah.
Anything better when you're going on a holiday? Like it could be like 4 o'clock in the morning. It could be 3:30. You could have a turd in your undies. Is there anything that makes things better than an airport beer?
Oh, well, I actually did a joke about this recently, and I got fucking donuts, and I thought it was quite clever, just about how the great thing about the airport is it's the only place around where it's totally acceptable. Like, you would see someone at 6:30 a.m. just sitting there drinking Crownies, and you won't even bat an eyelid. And it's just
good on you, mate.
Any time you can drink at any time, and it's because you're excited. You're going somewhere. You don't have anything on the next day usually.
Yeah, unless even a work trip, it's like fucking whatever. You're at the airport. It doesn't matter,
Let's leave the cares at home.
Yeah, the cares. Leave the kids at home. It doesn't fucking matter. So that was great, and they were just cold. And when you walk into that business lounge, there's something about it that says, I'm fucking doing all right.
Yeah,
even though
things are going all right.
Things are going all right.
Well, they're not, but no one else here knows
that. No one knows that.
No.
You could be, you're always looking for a backstory, You see an old bloke with a young chick and you go, is that a bloke who's married and he's just fucking his secretary?
Okay,
You're trying to come up with
What's
stuff.
What's their story?
Not
a businessman.
No, not a businessman.
No, there's a lot of
businessmen.
In business class.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. So Kristen's relaxing, and she's all about, she just loves, if I do an acting thing, she's just, what they give you for lunch? She just loves the food part of it. Okay. Where I'm like, fuck that, get me on the beer.
Where's
so
the
I've had 2 beers before she's, fucking even put her bag down.
Yeah.
And so we're loading up. She gets something to eat. I'm slamming the beers down, sending photos of the boys, business class, baby. This is all good. So,
did you get out there nice and early?
Yeah, I got down. We worked it out. We're about an hour and a half early, so it wasn't. We didn't have to. That was enough.
What the limit is? Like, I wonder if you went in there at like
3 days early.
3 days early,
and just
because it's open 24 hours.
Yeah, you're sort of like, when's your flight? I said, well, it's next year. But I've got the business class. Can I stay in here? I said, well, you didn't have to bring your sleeping bag and pillow, mate. You're sort of taking the piss, buddy.
I think 24 hours would cap it, because I guess $1,000 for accommodation, food, and alcohol for 12 months just to camp in the lounge. They've got showers and shitters, and
great.
You could really settle in.
You could. So so that was all right, and the beers are going down well. And then the great thing about it is that you get the call, and the call's like 2 minutes. You go down to there, and Kristen, she sort of waved me off as she got on the plane first.
Yep. She goes left, you go right.
She goes left.
Oh no, you'll go right.
Oh, she goes in early.
Yeah,
she goes in early, sets up camp. So I knew I'm going to have to walk past her.
Yeah.
And it didn't really bother me because I'd had 5 beers in about an hour and a half.
Yep.
I didn't even fucking know who she was, to be honest.
Yep.
So she's bunkered up.
Who's she next to?
You know what was sort of good? She was next to some old fucking guy. Real sort of old guy.
He's obviously loaded.
Well, he could be loaded. I don't know if he was doing some, pulling any dodgy moves, trying to bloody, I own fucking Rio Tinto or something.
So for him it would have been bloody jackpot.
Probably would have been good for him.
Yeah, business, sitting next to a gorgeous young lass.
That's
it. He just would have thought, this is, I got 3 hours, this is a captive audience. I'm going to really try my stuff here.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I don't know if he was talking about his share portfolios or, how much Viagra he's got in his bag. But, I sort of looked at that and I thought, I don't need business.
No.
I go back to economy. And the great thing is about Qantas, I didn't know this, but it's free piss anyway.
Qantas.
Even if you're back there, like it's not like Virgin. It's like $35 for a beer.
Yep.
It's $25 for a wine.
Yep.
Qantas is complimentary grog anyway.
It is, but it's hands down the worst service you could. You couldn't get pissed in a million years. You could be drinking like a 90%.
I managed to get 4 wines down.
Well, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
In 3 hours?
Because basically all you do...
Too bad.
I think people just... they don't ask. I sort of just said... I started with a white wine. I thought that'll top things off nicely with my fucking pack of peanuts or pretzels or whatever the fuck they gave me, which is it's pretty shit, to be honest. But I thought white wine, and then I sort of just said, "Oh, excuse me, can I get a red wine?"
Okay.
Yeah, no worries. And these are going down well.
So she's starting to think we've got a goer here.
We've got a goer. His missus is up in business, and he's gonna have a bit of a crack here.
Their marriage is on the rocks.
Yeah, he's you've got old smooth Johnny 85-year-old chatting up his future wife. He's looking to cause some damage.
Yeah, this relationship's in trouble. He's at the back necking drinks like they're going out of fashion.
Yeah,
while he's
grabbing
his wife to be straddling a billionaire in the front.
That's it.
It's not going well.
I'm giving the fat bloke next to me a hand crank.
Yeah,
he's going downhill quickly.
Anyway,
and he's got the red teeth. He's got the bloody red lips.
Yep.
He's his life's in fucking freefall.
But anyway.
So he asked for another one. He goes, well, I think I downed 4. And she actually, by the end of it, because I thought I better time it, she said, oh, this is actually our last one. This is for the return trip. I said, well, what the fuck are you talking about? So they must go to Cairns and then fly back. I said, well, surely.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to have to go through a fucking bottle shop in Cairns, aren't you?
You're going to have to go through a bottle shop and try and find a little fucking 250 mil, not even, whatever they are. So I've smashed those.
Yep.
We get off the plane. I'm feeling pretty jovial. I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah. And Kristen's old man comes to pick us up.
Yep.
His wife, Margie, beautiful
She
stuff.
was lovely.
She's lovely. And the Red Jesus, Kristen's brother.
The Red Jesus.
The Red Jesus.
What a great guy he is.
He's a ripper.
Just a good egg. A real his partner. I met her.
Carly.
She was
beautiful.
She was lovely. She looks like a Russian tennis player or something.
Yeah,
she got
maybe a bit. She got the very blonde hair. She's
like
got a great backhand.
And she was wearing
at one
a
stage
headband.
she pulled a couple of balls out of her dress. And I thought,
yep.
Jesus Christ, is this Arancha Sanchez Vicario? No, it's not.
No, he was a great guy. So he was
He's a
MC
ripper.
and he did a great job.
Great job.
Just a real bubbly ball of energy. Just a good egg.
He is great. So they picked us up. We went up there. We got up there at about 7:30.
Yep.
Mum and back to for those who don't know, my fiance Scotty.
Yep.
Her old man lives in Port Douglas. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So we get up there about 7:30. Mum and Dad are already up there. They've driven up from Melbourne all the way up to Cairns. So they've been travelling for a bit. They drop in for a drink, and it's just party time from there.
Yep.
I think we went to bed about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And all ready for the next day, which I thought was just going to be a couple of quiet beers with a few of the pork guys. But I'll lead into that after we go to you, because I've been talking a lot of shit.
Oh, no, you have, but it's all interesting stuff, and just the amount of surprises. You know, it was like surprise.
What's happening
treat,
next? What's going
treat.
on?
It was almost got to the point where the biggest surprise was when you'd go half an hour without a surprise. Like,
That's right.
You'd
I'm getting bored.
Half an hour. I was like, fucking.
No one's popped out of a bush. No one's popped out of a cake. No one's masturbating.
just the fucking planning that went into that thing is mind-blowing. Yeah. And just knowing too well that you had absolutely fuck all to do with it. I reckon you were surprised by half of the shit that was happening.
Well, I reckon she organised about 376 different things.
That was unbelievable.
I had 3 things I had to organise. I fucked 2 of them.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
I think the biggest surprise is yet to come when Evan gets the fucking credit card. That's going to be a surprise.
That's going to be how many zeros?
Can't be right.
Zeros.
Wow.
What's our limit?
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe let's go to you, Tommy, and then I can talk about the Sunday before the wedding. Let's go to you, buddy.
Well, I'll just touch on 2 things, and I'll preface these by saying that I'm 44, and you are
looking good,
feeling good, feeling alive.
You run,
you
dress good for your age, I reckon.
I dress okay for my age. Probably, probably a bit of a midlife. I don't know. Anyway,
you're the suburban dad.
I'm your pin-up suburban dad.
You're not like going into an inner city bar and people are going, "Fuck, this guy's looking sharp."
Yeah,
you're sort of going, "Is this?" People are going, "Is this guy lost?"
I'm reasonably cool for a 44-year-old.
Is he
dad.
The kitchen hand?
Yeah. Is this guy? Anyway, so
you're the classic suburban dad.
You know, you think you think you're mature. You think you get better at making decisions. You think you're wiser. You're better at self-preservation.
Yep, that's a big word.
Massive. But I think the only thing that's changed is the world around me. Like my amazing wife that looks after me.
She's brilliant.
My kids that you just care for, and they make you want to be a better person.
And they make you look,
and they make you want to do your best for them. You want to be a good example, but you remove those things, and tell you what, I'm a fucking 18-year-old kid running a fucking muck, because when they are removed, and thank the Lord that they are in my life, because if they were ever removed from my life, Exhibit A, your wedding, there is absolutely no doubt I would have an alcohol problem.
I think alcohol, and I reckon you're not much of it. I reckon you may turn to gambling. I know you're not a huge gambler, but I reckon if the kids and the wife weren't there, I reckon you could go down a pretty dark path.
I don't think I'd have time for gambling with all the fucking sinking piss and doing stupid shit.
You'd be like, did you get that bet on, Tommy? I said, what fucking bet? I've got 10 beers here.
I'd be in the clink by the end of the month, I reckon. I'm 44. I knocked off a bike on the bloody and just rode a bike around all. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to that later. Yeah,
but
that's not an un-Port Douglas. If you go to Port Douglas and you don't knock off a bike,
yep.
Have you even been to Port Douglas?
Well, I've been to Port Douglas.
They're lying around everywhere.
People just leave them around,
mate. They do.
If you're pissed at 2 a.m. and need to get 4.5 k's home,
there's no other way to get home.
And there's a bike sitting in a fucking park. You show me a man that's not going to ride that bike home, and I'll show you a real little pussy. And anyway, and I also thought with the ADHD tablets,
how are they going? We haven't checked up on you for a while.
I think they're going reasonably well. That they're unfortunately my doctor, who I'm meant to be working through the. So I finished my first 3 months, right?
So how many? That's a tablet a day. Keeps the doctor away.
Hopefully. So after 3 months, I was meant to catch up with this doctor again, and we were meant to go through how I was feeling, and we were meant to reassess. So I've booked that in. This doc, he's fucked off back overseas, and his mother's unwell, so he might not be back. So they've just put me on another 3 months and said, let's just reassess then. So I don't know if this guy's coming back.
We looked in the death certificates. Tommy's not on there, so he must be doing.
He's not in the clink. He hasn't killed anyone.
He's not on Australia's Most Wanted.
What's the worst?
Haven't seen him on Crime Stoppers. He's got to be all right.
So I thought I seem to be a little sharper. I seem to be a little, I'm more in the moment. But I did 2 things up there. 2 of the dumbest fucking things I've done. And admittedly,
you weren't coming off a great foundation to make good decisions.
No.
I must admit, that 3 days, like if you weren't close, if not best on, like she's going to be a photo finish for whoever the fucking was.
Well, one funny thing, and so day after the wedding, and this is day after the wedding, and I was down the beach. Just I didn't want the night to end. I was there was a party.
This night of the wedding.
This is night of the wedding, and I was was singing on the bus, and I even had my phone out. I was running karaoke out the back. I was getting people up.
I was on that bus.
Dude, it was bloody rocking. The back of the bus was a place to be.
The thing was like my mate Ads. He jumped on the first bus left at 11:30. And he accidentally jumped on that one.
The shit bus.
And it was like, have we just been to a funeral? What the hell has happened?
Oh.
It's all the oldies. It's all the people who wanted to go at bloody 10:30 or even earlier. It's past their bedtime. They haven't, they want their milk and bloody bickies. They want their little rug and blankets. And he hopped on and he goes, fuck it, I'm on now.
Yeah.
I'm not, because no one wanted to leave.
No
one wanted to leave.
I could stay there for a month.
Oh, mate, I was thinking about camping out. It was all happening. And I was looking around once that first bus left because Brandon, the Red Jesus, the MC, had to make it. Hey, guys, first bus is here. We need to fill it up.
Yeah, no one wants to get
four
on it.
people went over, and everyone's like, fuck it, I'm not getting on that bus. But obviously then the oldies rocked over there, and I started looking around once that first bus left, and I thought, fuck, are we all going to get on this second bus? How big is this fucking bus?
And I tell you what, I don't mean to piss in my own pocket, but I single-handedly fired that bus up. I had that rocking. And admittedly, half the people on there probably wish I'd shut the fuck up. But the people that were into the sing-along, they were loving it.
It was big. I mean, Trickle and Twiggy were loving it. Christy and Lisa were loving it. There was just, the bottles of wine were getting passed around. It was like like a super spreader.
Yeah, there was that girl, I think that was your cousin or something. She looked like Lisa Loeb, and I was trying to get her to sing that Lisa Loeb song, which she thought was funny for the first half hour, but I think
and then probably she's I think she's going to turn 30 this year.
Yep.
She probably wouldn't know who Lisa Loeb is.
No.
Maybe a bit before her time, but you were saying she loves the vapes.
Oh, no, this was another girl. The girl with the black rimmed glasses. We were trying to get up. She knew who Lisa Loeb was.
Jodie?
I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, so these dumb...
I'm trying to work out what Lisa Loeb fucking looks like. That probably helps.
All I know is she had black rimmed glasses.
I reckon that's Jode's. Yeah. Jode. She was having a ball.
Yeah, so
she had a cracker.
Yeah, but anyway, so when we got down... I don't know, what were we talking about? So
to the park?
Yeah, we've got sidetracked. So... big envelope.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks,
mate.
Just at the Notting Hill Hotel, and that's the
little finances for the night.
Finances. So,
but anyway, these two dumb things that I did. We'll get to all that.
Let's get to it
later. Number one, the next day. Oh no, I was going to tell this. So I was down the. So basically, everyone was getting off the bus, and I was like, guys, fuck, because I was ready to go. I was like,
so
guys,
for people listening, the reception, which the ceremony was in the park in Port Douglas, and then you had to jump on a bus because it was a surprise to where we were going.
Absolute
so
shit is
10-minute bus ride, and so obviously had to get the buses back. So that's why you're buses. Why are you on a bus? What's going on?
Should have explained the bus.
That's all right.
So the bus is dropping people off. And even some of me regulars, like bloody Trickle, Dick and Twiggy, they got off. And I was like, guys, what are we...
Are we partying?
What's going on here?
A mouse or a man?
And they're getting off. So all that was left was that crew... all the bridesmaids' partners, the blokes.
Good.
Were they a fucking bunch of good blokes? I could not pick those guys
out.
There
was no fuckwit at this wedding. There was no fuckwits at this wedding. There was no fuckwit policy.
No fuckwit.
We had to strike a few people off a few years ago, but there were no fuckwits at the wedding. No. We don't invite them.
If there was a fuckwit, I reckon it was me.
I reckon it was me. I reckon you're going, everyone was a great bloke, and everyone's going, who was that fuckwit?
Who was that fuckwit that wouldn't stop singing at the back of the bus? But
so I was
hanging out these blokes, the bridesmaids' partners,
legends.
I could put them in a lineup I wouldn't be able to pick those blokes out of a fucking lineup because we went down the park with some bottles of white wine.
Well, it's very dark.
Apologies that I'm pretty sure we knocked off from the wedding. These bottles
we paid for it.
Okay,
So just, mate, take it.
So we were just sitting there swigging those. So didn't get home till late. Woke up the next morning. I was probably about maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, and to Tam calling.
Yeah,
probably
phone. Not for the first time.
No. So
10 missed calls.
So the phone's ringing. Just wake up on the bed, fully clothed, and
you've had a good night.
Where am I? Anyway, so you always. It's just we've been married for ages, but there's something in the male psyche. You just try and play it down. Like your night could have been an 8 out of 10. You'll say it was you'll say it was a 7. It might have been a 7. You'll say it was a 6.
5.
Even if it was a 3, you'll say it was a 1. It's just...
What'd you get up to? Not much. Pretty
cruisy.
I was in bed by 10:30, pulling myself to...
And I told her that I said, I'm probably just going to have a quiet one today. I'm pretty tired. Yeah, last night it was a great wedding, but it kept a lid on it. And
that would be a good sketch of you chatting in the morning. Oh, yeah, had a pretty quiet to then you at 12 o'clock when the bus... Come on! In the bus, leading the charge with karaoke.
Where the fuck's everyone going?
What the fuck? Come on! I had a pretty quiet one.
And anyway, I'm going to go down. I'll catch up with Evan and Kristen. Probably have a palmy or something, and then
in the meantime, the wedding card or whatever you'd spent the little wishing well gift.
Oh yeah. So I had to tell you guys at the wedding, I'll give you the card tomorrow because I spent your fucking wishing well money at the pub last night, which is she got into debt pretty quick, the old finances. But anyway, so I said, you play it down, sitting up in bed, trying not to vomit, chatting to the wife. Hey, well, the kids want to chat to you. Where are you going, kids? No, FaceTime. I must be out of range. Let's not FaceTime. And you're up already. You're fully clothed. Oh yeah, that's it. Got me kid on.
I went for a jog before.
And
why are you wearing a helmet? Oh, I went for a fucking bike ride. Why was the bike in the fucking in the hotel?
Did you fuck a bike last
night? Did you fuck a bike? I got me dick caught in the spokes.
Disaster.
Mate,
anyway,
that noise.
Anyway, so I've played it down. Said I'll go down and catch up with the guys.
Got a gig that night. You had a gig that night.
I reckon within an hour and a half, and this is the dangers of social media.
You're singing karaoke.
You've fucking put on Instagram of me playing this.
We're playing a drinking game.
Neck and beers, playing this this coconut drinking game. So I'm rolling. I still haven't seen. I'm not on Instagram, but so I'm rolling this coconut. Obviously, I've gone out and I've sculled this.
Twiggy and Trickle go because that's the thing with Twiggy. Like he's the guy. He lives down in Geelong, and he's the guy. If you catch up with him, he's the guy who's on the mission. He's the one we're getting fucked up.
Oh mate, we were 2 beers in at the recovery, and he goes, "You ever played that drinking game where you bowl the cans over?" And I was like, "Mate, honestly, this is the last fucking thing I feel like doing." And
that's one thing. Do we need any more fucking drinking games? Like you could literally fucking. We're in a room here. You could fucking throw. I could get me wedding ring and go. You got to throw it on the bloody moose's head. You know, if you miss, you got a skull. You can make a drinking game out of anything.
Oh, he certainly did. And even because you needed a tennis ball to play this game, and he asked,
"You got a tennis ball?" I said, Ask Red Jesus, missus. She's a Russian tennis player, Carly. Yeah. She's got him tucked up her fucking skirt.
But no one had it. But to his credit, he really persisted. And we ended up playing the game with coconuts.
And the good thing is in Port Douglas, there's no shortage of fucking coconuts.
No, there were coconuts everywhere. So it's all of a sudden an hour and a half after telling the beautiful wife that I was going to have a quiet one, I just get a text message saying, "You seem to have fired up." And,
sorry.
And this is
sorry.
And it made no sense to me. And I was like, and then I found out later that you'd
done
this
under
video.
The bus.
Absolutely fucking under the bus. But nothing wrong with the bus. Anyway, so I'm there, so just pissed. Probably 3 in the arvo. I'm pretty pissed again. Not as sharp as a marble because I've had a pretty heavy night on the cans. Pretty heavy, couple of days on the Cairns.
Big campaign.
And
it's a footy trip at this stage.
Yeah, and
it's turned into a footy trip.
So I get a phone call. Oh. The phone rings. I said, hello. And they said, oh, g'day, this is Tracy, your accommodation. Because after that I was going to do gigs up in Brisbane and the Gold Coast. And they say, oh, this is Tracy from Broadbeach Accommodation. Just want to confirm that you're arriving tomorrow. And I said, yeah, fantastic. I'll be there late because I'm going straight from the airport to the gig.
And having a quiet one tomorrow
having a quiet
night.
One. Yeah, so... And then fantastic. I'll pick the key up after hours. Hang up, and
then the coconut hits you.
Back to the coconut hits my can for the fucking 500th time. So I'm sculling again, and the phone rings again. Hello. This is Janet from the Gold Coast apartments. Just checking that you'll be arriving for your accommodation tomorrow. And I said, what? And she said,
is this a drinking game?
Said,
what's going on?
Some sort of a sick joke. And I said, what are you talking about? And she said, oh, you've booked in accommodation. And I said, are you serious? And I had
what did I do last night?
I just booked 2 accommodations.
Well, it's good to have options.
It's good to have options. And you never know when you're going to
need to sleep in 2 beds in the one night.
Burn one of your apartments down or something and have a backup. A lot of people wouldn't have a backup.
And Broadbeach to Sunshot, there's a bit of a difference in that, is there?
Massive. Not massive, but enough. So I'm a fair few bloody dollars out of pocket because I've doubled up on this accommodation.
Spent the wishing well money.
And I've got to say the expenses on the old bar expenses were a little higher than I'd planned. So the last thing I need to do was be booking 2 accommodations.
You're doing all right, but you got 3 kids, you got a wife.
Oh, fucking, I was so confused. Like, I just couldn't get my head around it. And
I did notice a change in you once. You seemed to, I wouldn't say you sobered up, but you sort of you looked very puzzled.
I was beyond puzzled.
Looked like you were trying to work out a Rubik's Cube.
Like this was normally you're like, oh, did I? I had absolutely no fucking recollection of booking that second accommodation. I thought it was a stitch up.
So ADHD pills are going well.
Really going well. So, but anyway, I was willing to cut me losses, and then old Trickle Dick's wife, she was fantastic. She said, you've just got to play the COVID card. And I rang up, and so I rang the one of the accommodations and said, look, just so you know, and. She knew I was bullshitting the moment that she fucking answered. There were sing-alongs in the background. You could hear people fucking yahoo, and I was slurring my words. And I just said,
banging coconuts together.
And she talked to me about 8 minutes earlier about the accommodation, which I was all fine with. And then, so I just had to say, look, just so you know,
in the last 7 minutes,
there's been a COVID breakout. At the wedding, I can't believe it. And it was
skull.
Oh, hang on, Tracy. Someone's hit me fucking can. I'm gonna have a skull with a coconut.
Oh,
so anyway, so I pulled the COVID card and I said, just so you know, just plant the seed. And she knew too well what was going on.
Tracy's onto
it. First rodeo. Nah. So she said, well, can you just let me know as early as you can tomorrow? And sure enough, she would have put her fucking life on it, I reckon. Next morning, I rang up. Well, you wouldn't believe it. I've gone and got myself the COVID, which doesn't make sense because it doesn't show up for a few days. So it was scientifically impossible what I was...
Can't happen.
Medically impossible what I was saying. But anyway, she seemed to go with it, and they gave me 80% of me Kish-Kosh cash back, which was...
there you go.
Which was fantastic. And have I got time to tell the second thing?
Go the second story. No, we've got a bit of time because I've got plenty for next week's episode, so which we're going to record tomorrow.
Yes,
because I'm going to Bali in 5 days.
Going to Bali while you've just before the bank completely takes the credit card off you may as well keep.
If we don't lose the house by the time we get back from Bali, there is something wrong here.
It'll be a fucking miracle.
Yeah. So Winner's Piss, if you can bloody maybe, and thanks so much to Winner's Piss, our first paid sponsors.
Yep.
But
and they paid up, didn't they?
Yeah, and if you want to jump on board, maybe can we up the ante a bit, and we'll I'll do whatever to bloody
So if you want to sponsor the pod, anyway, so dumb thing 2. So I'm down the Gold Coast.
Start calling you Paul Kelly, mate.
It's
You've done all the dumb things.
I've done all the dumb things. So this one's a fucking corker. This one even
When you told me this.
This one blew my mind.
Oh, this one. I said classic Siegert, but he's upped his game in the dumbness stakes.
So I'm still a bit bloody. I'm still not at my best after my time up at Port Douglas.
After
Still
your footy
struggling
trip.
with a few basic activities like just day-to-day activities. I'm finding it pretty tough. So anyway, I'm down the Gold Coast, Port Adelaide, Collingwood, on at 1:30.
Great.
One of my best mates, Carl, he lives up there. I don't see him. He used to live in Melbourne. Great guy, fucking legend, mad Pies fan. So we thought, how good's this? Our planets have aligned. I'll come around. We'll have a nice alcohol-free afternoon. Yeah. We'll watch the Port Adelaide Collingwood game.
Because since you've been away, you've had a lot of you had a bit of alcohol-free time. It was just when you were asleep, Tom.
When I was throwing up.
When you throw up,
I wasn't drinking when I was throwing up.
No.
Oh, yeah, because you need a break. It's important to
need a break.
So,
catch up with him. He said, I've got a couple of coconuts in my bag.
How about
Have you heard of the coconut drinking game?
Let's get into it. And because I got my speaker, because I was doing the Suburban Footballer show up there, but for some reason it shit itself. So I had to go to JB Hi-Fi and get a new speaker, this little portable Bluetooth speaker. And Carl said, you've got to go to Pack Fair.
Ooh,
and
Pacific Fair.
Locals call it Pack Fair.
Yeah.
And he said, "Be careful, mate. It's fucking massive. The car park's a shit show. Just be careful." So I got a hire car.
Yeah.
And so I said, "Perfect. I'll go to Pack Fair. I'll be half an hour there max.
Leave breadcrumbs.
Yeah, leave breadcrumbs." And I'll go and I'll be around at his place for the start of the game. Another mate, Jono, was going to be there, also a Pies fan.
Great.
Just happy days. Good things are happening.
Alcohol-free.
Alcohol-free.
All good.
Just good. Getting high on life. Getting high on another Pies narrow victory. Anyway, so I've gone to Pack Fair, parked the car, and taken a photo of the car with behind it a big pylon, a big purple pylon.
Purple.
That says B1.
Yeah.
I said, worst case scenario, I can't find my way out of this shithole, and I asked someone, where's purple B1? And they'll be able to take me straight to my car. Because I've been warned, the car park's a bit of a fucking nightmare.
I hate those car parks. I get anxiety in those car parks. At the airport as well. I take photos at the airport where I park my car. I do all that as well. And what I do as well, when I walk into the shop, I work out what stores are...
Yeah. You have to. You have to.
You got it. And you know to do this.
I know to do this.
You're not a fucking idiot.
I am, but I know I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So I take precautions, and I precautions.
I take precautions to allow measures. For my fucking idiotness.
So anyway, so I've gone in. First thing, it's pretty much a straight line. I go straight from my car. It's a bit of a hike, but it would be a good 70 metres, straight in the sliding doors, right in front of me, a giant Rebel Sport.
Oh, you can't.
And I thought, you can't miss this.
You can't miss that.
You can't miss this. No. So, admittedly, it was a lot of ducking and weaving to get to JB Hi-Fi. That place is a bloody rabbit warrant if you're ever up at Pack Fairs, but a beautiful shopping centre. Anyway, so I've gone to JB, bought me speaker. I thought, go around to Carl's. He's got a couple of young daughters. I'll buy some donuts. His wife will be there. I'll walk in, and they'll be like, "What a great guy! What a great guy!" So I bought some donuts. Bought myself a little sushi because I've started to eat again for the first time in
about finally keeping food down after 150 hours.
Finally doing some half solid shits, which is nice.
That's good.
And so I've gone in, bit of sushi. I thought, I'm living again. I don't need alcohol. I'm living. So there's the Rebel, and I've walked out.
Where's the pylon?
Where's my fucking car? Where is my fucking car? So I'm walking around looking for purple pylon B1. And every pylon's green, as far as the fucking eye.
Has someone come around and painted all the pylons?
Yeah, I didn't see anyone painting the pylons.
I didn't see the painter.
And I've gone, I must have gone, maybe I went up an elevator to get to the to get to that Rebel Sport. Maybe I didn't walk straight into the Rebel Sport. Maybe I went up an elevator.
I think you'd remember that though.
Oh, you would, but I start to question myself, and and so I went down a level.
You popped 10
and then I
ADHD
popped in, and then I popped in, and sure enough, it was purple.
Purple.
And I thought, good. Well, obviously that I misunderstood that. I've obviously forgot about the elevator. Yeah. So I've gone out to where there's no fucking B1. There's BC. There's fucking BA. There's B. Even the numerical system's up the shit. I can't even work it out. So I was like, what the fuck does
got
B
the alphabet
mean?
out there.
Yeah, and then there's BM. I'm like, what the fuck is BM?
Fuck, I hate algebra.
And I thought maybe I chucked a left. So I've gone left. Anyway, meanwhile the game started. Carl's rang me and goes, the game started. I said, mate, I'm fucking well aware of that. I'm well aware of that. I've lost my fucking car. And he said, I told you this would happen. And
it's a big joint.
And I said, I know, I've got a photo of it. I reckon I'm slowly getting my head around it. And so
someone's taken the breadcrumbs.
Someone's knocked my fucking car off and painted every pylon in the fucking joint. Someone's really taken the piss here. So anyway, end of the first quarter, he sent me a message, mate. Fucking, we've got another game. Gets to half time. He's rung me again. And this, how you going with that car?
Probably at this point, anxiety.
Oh, mate, I'm there. I'm fucking starting to get the shakes. And I'm carrying all this fucking shit around.
The donuts are cold.
I've eaten all the fucking donuts. I'm just fucking... I'm really starting to question myself. I was like, I've really got to fucking piece my life together. I've really got to do something with my life. And just... Oh, it was like fucking torture. Oh. I'd go around a corner and I'd be like, where the fuck am I? And I seriously covered the entire joint. It's halfway through the third quarter and I can't find my car. And I'm going up and down. I can't work. I eventually found out M was mezzanine and B was basement. Yep. I still don't know what fucking C meant. And
can't find me fucking car.
And I'm really getting angry at the venue. I'm like, who came up with this fucking number system? This is
angry
fucked. Like, wouldn't you just have 1, 2, a simple colour system?
It's easy.
The joint's fucked. So I'm blaming everyone but myself for this shit show. And anyway, so eventually I grabbed this guy, lovely bloke, who was pushing trolleys, and I said, mate, I've lost my car. My car's... And he said, how long have you been looking for? I said,
3 days.
I said, it's about, I came here on my 21st birthday to spend some vouchers. And I'm pretty fucking...
I'm 44.
Confused. and things are not going well. And he said, and I showed him, he said, give us a look at the picture. And he looked at it. And I would think a guy that pushes trolleys around would have a pretty good idea of what's going on. He spends a bit of time out in those car parks. And then he looked at it and he goes, mate, that's confusing. And he goes, there's a phone over there on the wall. Go and ask the manager. So I went over and I got on. And he said, hello. And I said, mate, this is pretty embarrassing. I've been walking around here for about an hour and a half. I've lost me fucking car. And he said... have you got your ticket to get in? And I said, oh, yeah, I have, but I don't think that'll help because I came in and did a bit of driving around. But he said, at least we'll know what side you came in. And I said, okay. Good. So I read the number on my ticket and he said, fuck, that's a fair way away from where you are. And I said, really? And he said, yeah, that's a long way. And I said, I've got a photo. And he said, oh, yeah, well, what does your photo say? And I said, well, it's a purple pylon and it's B1. And he said, and there was just this silence. He said, mate, there's no fucking purple B1. And I said, it is, mate. I've got the photo. And then I had this fucking sick feeling in my guts and I looked at my phone and I swiped it and the photo of B1 was where I parked to go to fucking breakfast the day before. And I swiped it, and it was a picture of my car
saying
with a blue backdrop saying BM, which is I'd walked past this fucking 5,000 times, and I was like, oh, don't worry about it, and I went straight to my car, and I just sat in my car saying, I am verging on having a mental disability.
Things aren't looking good, Tom. This is when you told me that story, I literally thought you cannot take it. You're inability to comprehend.
I couldn't believe it.
You can't take it to another level, but you have.
But here's the clinker. That was the first day in nearly a month that I hadn't taken my COVID pills. My COVID pills? Jesus. My ADHD pills.
Well, remember, you did have COVID.
Yeah, I had COVID.
You had COVID.
Yeah,
so
I had COVID.
You hadn't taken your ADHD.
Hadn't taken my ADHD pills. So maybe there's something in that.
So these things are keeping you from being absolutely homeless.
Oh, the only thing...
Absolutely. You'll be in a straitjacket just rocking back and forth if you don't... But if you lose these ADHD pills, we're in big trouble here. This podcast falls apart. You lose the kids. Tammy divorces you. This is a worry.
The only thing separating me sitting here now and going home to my beautiful family and walking around, spending my life walking around a car park with fucking donuts on my arm, looking like a fuckstick, is one little tablet a day. That is the only thing keeping this train from fucking just derailing.
These are you watch that.
How did I survive without them?
You watch that Bradley Cooper show, Limitless. Like, he does amazing stuff on that, but I think comparison, these things are just as good for what they are stopping you.
It's the other way. Yeah, these go the other way. So this just allows me to survive.
Yeah. Because Bradley Cooper, even though he's an actor, he could find his car in a car park. So that's his base level.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he takes the Limitless, and then he's solving equations and that. Like you can't even count.
Yeah, so it's different. It's different. But
it's levels.
But I got to tell you what, I was low as shark shit driving around. I got to my mate's place with about 5 minutes left in the game, and I was really down the dumps. But I get home and the show goes on.
The show does go on. You scroll through your photos and you go, fuck it, I can't believe I had hair 2 days ago. Oh. And then you realise, fuck, that's a photo from 10 years ago. I've been looking at the wrong photo.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Wow, that's an absolute...
I wasn't in Bali yesterday, was I? I can't remember going to Bali.
Why am I drinking a cocktail and wearing a lei?
Yeah.
I didn't do that yesterday. Oh, no.
Did I marry Tammy last weekend?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God, yeah. So it's important to note that photos aren't always yesterday.
No,
you
sort of
that day.
Look at the little timestamp.
Yeah. So
if you've taken a photo like 20 minutes ago, just usually just go back to the photo you took 20 minutes ago.
Or if you do take, which is quite a common thing to do now, do take a photo of your car and its location, whether it be at the airport car park, a shopping centre. When you get to your car, delete that photo, because that could really come back to bite you on the balls, that one. And I wish I'd have done that.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm just glad I didn't look at one from bloody years ago when I left my car
at the MCG.
Or
you jumped on a plane.
I'm like, did I park at the fucking MCG?
Fucking hell.
Get on a plane going, I swear I parked closer than this.
You're like, there's Dusty Martin's car. Like, fuck, is that it?
Yeah, I don't remember catching a flight. I remember going and seeing the Rebel Sport, but I don't remember catching the flight.
I don't remember.
And it was night time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So at least you get to see the game.
Yeah, got to see the game. And so, wowee. That was
there you go,
else.
mate. That's a corker of an episode. We've had everything there. We've had
thrills and spills.
Mainly just you fucking up, to be honest. But
we had a lot of the wedding. But so we're going to get to more about the wedding. But yeah, in summary, hats off to you and Chris. And it was
thanks, mate.
It was one for the ages. It was an event. It was a
festival.
It was a festival. It was a moment in life that I think we'll all look back on
and say
and just say,
fuck, they spent some money.
Yeah, fuck. Remember, financially, that really was where they went wrong.
Yeah. So yeah,
but
anyway.
But
hey, thanks for tuning in, because what we are going to have to do, we're going to have to record a couple tomorrow for the coming weeks. So we'll go through maybe my third bucks.
Yep.
We'll go through the actual wedding and things that happened, and you got some great stories as well.
Oh, plenty of banter. But so do we have any? Not that we'll get to it now. But has anyone rang her? Anyone,
mate, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to go through. I'm going to have to go through that. As I said, after being away for 2 weeks, I'm on piece of my life together as well.
Yeah,
so
big.
Not as bad as you.
Got no idea what this guy's name is, but Dan Connell had a show down in Tassie last week.
Yeah.
Do you remember that guy's name?
Ian. Ian.
And he was chatting to this guy, the guy that went to see Dan Connell's show, and he was talking about podcasts, and Dan said to him, "Do you watch any? Do you listen to any podcasts?" And he said, "Oh, there's this one called Good Banter." And Dan said, "Oh, mate, I was just up in Port Douglas with the boys. One of them's I think got an intellectual disability, and
the other one's broke.
The other one's broke.
So they're in a bit of trouble. Not sure if they're going to be able to pay their $30 a month to fucking put this thing on Lipson. So we don't know. This could be the last episode you hear.
So but a big cheerio. He was a real fan.
Did you get a photo?
Yeah, he sent me a photo.
Oh, you got the photo. Do you still have it?
I got a photo.
Yeah,
so
because
we'll put it up.
DC said, "Oh, here's Ian," and DC didn't send the photo. And I just gone, "Oh, bloody beautiful."
Yes, big thanks to Ian for listening down there in
mate.
Tassie.
Bloody legend. We've got 2 listeners down in Tassie, Cindy and Ian.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
They should catch up.
We should do a live podcast.
Yeah, just down
do it
Ian's
in the toilet.
place. Yeah.
So, hey, thanks for tuning in. That's episode 80 in the can. Get on the YouTube. That is petering out. Get on the Instagram. Now that I'm back, things are happening. I'll keep the Instagram pumping. Yeah. Give it a rating. Give it a review. Thanks for everyone who listens.
And I'm going to 3 days at work soon with the day job. We'll get to that later. But I'm going to have more time to get on the Instagram. And
this is going to be big, mate. This is going to be big. You're going to be posting photos of fucking purple poles and everything.
Oh, it's going to be something else.
This is going to be the hottest Instagram since, I don't know what's hot.
Kardashians.
The Kardashians.
Yeah,
jump
huge.
around it. You're going to get at least 3 followers. So thanks for tuning in. We'll chat next week. Good fun. We'll update on the wedding.
80.
Episode 80.
You're my matey.
In the can. Go on a datey.
Masturbatey.
That's another episode of Good Banter.
Good banter.